I'm going to start my presentation. I'm going to introduce about Kyoto's interesting architectures. Kyoto is a popular city not only for Japanese people but also for foreigners as a place where ancient Japanese culture gathers. Kyoto is rather famous for temples and shrines, but this time I would like to introduce 5 interesting buildings in modern Kyoto. The first place I would like to introduce is the building of a Beijing restaurant called Toka Saikan, which is located next to the Shijo Ohashi Bridge. This striking retro building was built in the Taisho period and it is an impressive presence in the town. And this is the only restaurant building for American architect William Merrill Boris in his life. In Japan, the Taisho era was a short period of 15 years, but it was a time of great cultural change. Around this time, Kobe port prospered as the best port in the East, so foreign culture come to Kyoto very easily. Toka Saikan is a rare building where you can see the state of Western culture that came into the Japanese Taisho modern culture. It's not a restaurant that sells uniquely Japanese Chinese food like ramen or gyoza, but I think it's a good place to enjoy feeling the atmosphere of a Taisho era's Japanese building and its delicious Beijing foods. Secondly, I would like to introduce the Nintendo building. Many people know this company for its games, and the headquarters building of Nintendo is located in Kyoto. In 1889, during the Meiji period, the company began as a Hanafuda manufacturer. This photo is the company building at that time. Now, this building is used as a hotel called Marufukuro, and it was designed and supervised by a very famous Japanese architect, Tadao Ando. When you enter the hotel, the design of the building at Meiji era is left in various places, and there is a classical atmosphere. There are a total of 4 buildings on its premises, and they are named Spade, Diamond, Heart, and Clover. These names are from starting to manufacture playing cards for the first time in Japan. Inside the hotel, there is a museum-like space where Nintendo's history and games are gathered. So if you are a Nintendo's fan, I think it is worth to visit of your Kyoto trip. Thirdly, I would like to introduce a building called the Japanese Sento, which is famous for Japanese busing culture. There are many public buses in Kyoto, but this time I picked up a public bus called Funaoka Onsen. Funaoka Onsen was founded in 1923 as a restaurant and inn, and the building itself is registered as a national important cultural property. At first, it was not possible to call it as a hot spring because its water was not from underground. So, with the introduction of electric buses for the first time in Japan, it came to be known as Onsen for Special. The interior of this building is also known for its interesting decorations, and on the ceiling you can see sculptures of Tengu and Ushiwakamaru, as well as wood carvings drawing Kyoto's festivals. There are also unique wooden carvings, so I think you can enjoy bathing in its unique hot springs. In the fourth, I would like to introduce the building of a long established coffee shop in Kyoto called Inoda Coffee. Its old and new buildings stand side by side like this photo. Actually, Kyoto has the highest coffee consumption in Japan. Inoda Coffee has grown Kyoto's coffee shop culture from 1947, and because of the connections of this coffee shop's founder, Shichiro Inoda, who was also an artist, it became a very busy salon where many artists, scholars, and intellectuals gathered gathered to exchange their information. So there seems to be a phrase among some people in Kyoto that says, a morning in Kyoto starts with the scent of Inoda coffee. So Kyoto people love Inoda coffee as their original culture. From the outside, this building looks like a Kyoto's traditional house called Machiya. But when you enter the building, you will find a retro-style space, a spacious atrium, paintings drawn by the founder, comfortable outside table seats, and its quiet Japanese Western style garden. So, how about enjoying a cup of coffee while taking a break from your Kyoto trip? Lastly, I would like to introduce a pottery kiln used for Kiyomizu-yaki, which is one of the traditional crafts of Kyoto. If you travel around Japan, you may come across bright red sculptures like these photos in public facilities and on the streets. This sculpture is the work of a metal sculptor named Kiyomizu Kyubei, whose alias is Kiyomizu Rokubei. The name Kiyomizu Rokubei has been passed down from 1738 to the present day for 7 generations. The Rokubei kiln, which is used by such potters, was built in 1771 and it is located around Gojozaka in Kyoto. This slope is the birthplace of Kiyomizu-yaki, and there were some large kilns like these photos. Currently, they are not in use due to problems with exhaust gas, but they are rare buildings where you can see Kyoto's traditional pottery culture. There are many other traditional cultural heritage buildings in Kyoto, but if you are interested in pottery or red sculptures, I recommend to visit these kilns buildings. You may find the artist's roots, or you can also enjoy shopping and may be able to find your favorite Kiyomizu pottery. I introduced 5 buildings that I think interesting, but there are many other cultural buildings in Kyoto. I couldn't introduce all of them, but please try to find your favorite place when you come to Kyoto. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.